Hey everyone, Chloe here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, ladies and lurkers, welcome. So I wanted to unpack and to take a deeper dive and to have an elevated conversation on the womanhood lessons that can be learned from this disastrous nightmare of a one-sided relationship between baby mama Khloe Kardashian and her baby daddy Tristan Peter Guns Thompson. Now, for those of you who are living under a rock, the relationship between Khloe Kardashian, who is 37, and Tristan Thompson, who is 30, has been an ongoing revolving door and an on and off again public example of out loud dysfunction. And most recently, Tristan allegedly created a third child, a bouncing baby boy, with a Texas personal trainer by the name of Marilee Nichols, 31, of Houston, Texas. And to make humiliation matters even worse, Tristan, who is not the sharpest knife in the drawer, secretly tried to pressure Marilee to terminate her pregnancy, and by offering her a measly $75,000. Now, of course, there is a pending paternity lawsuit, and of course, Marilee wants her pound of flesh, and she wants her financial just due in the money bag form of California child support payments. Now, Khloe and Tristan's relationship history and all of the gossip and the Maury Povich drama that comes with it is very telling, and of course speaks to the larger ego womanhood issues of entitlement, being competitive and comparative, having low self-esteem, having a poor self-image, having poor boundaries, not understanding the order, and treating and chasing a womanizing man as if he is the prize. So here are 10 womanhood lessons to unpack and for us to discuss from this disastrous PR nightmare of a relationship. Number 10, the age difference is key here. Khloe Kardashian is 37 years old and Tristan Thompson is 30. The 7-year age gap alone, the age difference alone, is more than likely the reason why she has allowed this man to publicly dump on her and to publicly disgrace her due to his code red level of immaturity. So in my opinion, Khloe wants to play the waiting game with Tristan, hoping that somehow this giant clown will find a way to grow up under her watchful eye. But the 7-year difference does make a difference, especially when women are older and the men that they are dating are younger, as younger men can be very fertile and can be a very gratifying bedroom experience, but outside of the bedroom, an older woman's ability to control a younger man will prove problematic because these inverted dynamics are filled to the brim with power struggles. Clearly, in Tristan's mind, he is a single man, and Tristan, in a nutshell, is a womanizer and is a very rebellious 30-year-old who is not interested in settling down, and he is definitely not interested in keeping up with the Kardashians, but he definitely is interested in having the Kardashians keep up with him. Number 9, the competitive and the comparative game. Khloe Kardashian, like many women in the realm of romance, are not aware of the spiritual laws of the universe. And although a man cannot be stolen, you cannot cavort around town with a man who carelessly dumped and abandoned his pregnant fiance and not expect that man to do the same or worse to you. Ladies, low character men are very cognizant and are very attuned to a woman's desperation and to a woman's level of self-esteem. Ladies, and some of you may not want to hear this, but when you are willing to hurt another woman, to have your chance to be with a man who clearly doesn't have a problem with doing women dirty, that man will embarrass and humiliate you tenfold because you will never get a happy ending off of another woman's pain. Ladies, the hammer of karma is real, and karma does not play nice. And the spiritual laws of the universe can't stop and won't stop, and will make sure to it that how you get him will be exactly how you lose him. Number 8, Khloe believes that Tristan is the prize. I happen to believe that Khloe Kardashian has done a pretty good job of using her money and her privilege to make herself a very attractive woman, but no matter the surgeries, the fillers, or the clout of her family name and all of the attention and the success that comes with it, Khloe, in my opinion, most definitely needs a self-esteem makeover. Low self-esteem women do not know their worth, they have poor boundaries, and they allow men to disrespect and to humiliate them to the point of no return. In this revolving door relationship, Chloe sees Tristan as the prize, and her tolerance for disrespect and her threshold for pain and humiliation is above average. Number 7, the sunken cost fallacy. When a woman has overinvested her time, her energy, her heart, and her love into a man without the emotional validation of having a happily ever after, she will often fall into the sinkhole of the sunken cost fallacy. The sunken cost fallacy is the wishful and the sometimes delusional energy of wanting a relationship to be what it isn't. It can also be the overinvestment into the idea of a man's potential. It is also the fear of losing all that you have invested in a person because you haven't received your just due or a return on your investment. The sunken cost fallacy is a losing game that many women will play and get caught up in because they are playing the game out of a fear of losing, and they are so attached to the reward of a happy ending. Number 6, Chloe in her ego believed that she was the upgrade. When it comes to rich men, newly rich men, or wealthy men, women are especially, without question, competitive and comparative. And Khloe Kardashian is no different from the other clownette, Danny Lay, who wanted to believe that her yoni and that her stature would make her the exception and would render her untouchable or impervious to Tristan's scumbag, low self-esteem ways. But the power of a woman's yoni has never been able to change a low-value man's character, and it never will. Life will always offer a smug woman lots of sit-up straight lessons and will feed her more than a couple of slices of humble pie. Number 5, no one talks about this, but Tristan Thompson, in my opinion, has very low self-worth. Any man who is as reckless and who is as careless and who is as sloppy as Tristan Thompson is a man who has low self-worth and low self-esteem. And this is the reason why Khloe Kardashian attracted and sustained a relationship with this man, because water will always seek its own level. Number 4, learn the lessons that life is trying to teach you. Having money and privilege do not equal self-love, self-worth, or self-esteem. A woman can and will play the pretend game of having self-esteem and worth, but the true test to a woman's worth is how she allows others to treat her. For example, in the aftermath of when my narcissist abused and cheated on me in my early 20s, I had to accept back then that I didn't love myself as much as I thought I did. So a lot of the times, these dysfunctional relationships come into our lives to teach us lessons, sometimes very painful lessons on how to love ourselves. And when a woman doesn't want to learn this lesson, she will continue to bump her head, or she will grow into a stagnant, bitter, and a resentful, unhappy woman for her refusal to evolve and grow. Ladies, life is always trying to teach us lessons if we would only listen. Number 3, Khloe doesn't understand that she is out of order. Ladies, it is not your job to be patient with a cheater or with an immature man, and it is not your responsibility to turn a boy into a man. A man can only turn into a man by way of healthy masculine examples, and he can only mature as a man when he learns from the pain of loss and failure. When an older woman or a mature woman gets with a younger man, there will often be a silent agreement where in many ways she will be enabling her man-child, or by default, she will have to switch back and forth and in and out of the roles of mother, father, protector, and lover. Sometimes with the older woman, younger man dynamic, the younger man is looking for a mother surrogate or a substitute parent, not a feminine wife. But these roles put together are exhausting on a woman's part and will drain a woman's feminine divine, as women were not created to be both fathers and mothers to men in romantic relationships. Number 2, in my opinion, Khloe Kardashian wanted to be a mother by any means necessary. The driving force behind this dysfunctional relationship, in my opinion, was baby conception. When a woman hits 35, and sometimes sooner, with some women, what was once a restful and quiet fertility clock is now a 5-alarm fire that can and will hormonally turn any woman who is driven to become a mother to become a by any means necessary desperado. So our fertility as women can become a huge motivating driving force when it comes to our poor decision making. And sometimes a woman will get so hungry for a baby that she will forget what she's worth. And finally, number one, a woman will only get up from the table when she's full. When a woman's ego, and all women have egos, is supercharged and she wants to win at love, she will only get up from the table of abuse, humiliation, and dysfunction when she is full and not a minute sooner. And she will walk away when she is good and dang ready. Why? Because it is her life, it is her mistake to make, and it is her womanhood lesson to learn. And as women, we all, at some point in our lives, will have very tough womanhood lessons to learn because there is no woman alive on earth that can avoid or who can sidestep pain, loss, heartbreak, or disappointment. Ladies, you cannot fall in love or be loved if you aren't willing to take a risk. But sometimes taking a risk in love will not come with a reward. So that is all that I have to say on this for now. Ladies, never allow a man to get comfortable with disrespecting you because a lack of boundaries will always invite a lack of respect. And when a man knows that he can disrespect you, he will kick you in the stomach like a stray dog just to see if you will come running back. Khloe Kardashian will need to grow a backbone, and she will need to stop being a placeholder nice girl and a stage 5 clinger. Because the longer that she participates in this sunken cost fallacy, the longer that Mr. Dolomite Jr. will be her lifetime headache. Clearly, Tristan Thompson and his wayward peen is an NBA mattress who cannot pull out of a driveway and is a womanizing derelict with a very disloyal nature and is more interested in having notches on his belt and being a baby daddy clown. So ladies and lurkers, have you ever over-invested in a man? And does Khloe Kardashian owe Jordan Craig an apology? And as always, I look forward to reading your amazing responses to this video below. And stay tuned for more cautionary tales to come. And I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.